Hello, SpeedGaming. Uh, Welcome to the bracket stage of the Super Metroid Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Tournament. My name's Stump. I'm here with Lenifus, and well, we got AceZer0 on the left and Cheezinator on the right for this game. And in just a few moments, we should be seeing them get started.
This should be a very exciting match today, Stump. I'm personally very hyped for this. We get to make all kinds of cheese puns, and Ace can be an ace. So you know we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, this is going to be a good time.
We've also got Zaru Vien. I probably pronounced that horribly. I apologize. He's on tracking today, or they are.
And here we go. Both of them heading left into the planet, probably for immediate Link to the Past portal usage.
I would be seriously straight down.
And just some bombs on the Lake Hylia Island, so nothing to really worry about for that. And more bombs in Link's house. And more bombs of a different type in Sanctuary.
We have a very explosive start.
That we do. And looks like we've got immediate Houlihan from Cheezinator.
That's a tier 3 red rupee pull on tree. That's money is no issue already.
Nice. Yeah, that's just about bottle vendor money already. Missiles and
a
piece of heart in the castle passage, and AceZer0 is not going to do the interior of the castle yet.
Probably be more comfortable with at least one more bomb. Oh wow, that's a 5/6 on Desert and Eastern, and a regular crystal on Hera. And Cheese is chasing Eastern already. Gonna go to Sahasrahla, looks like first.
Well, who knows? The bow could show up.
In its vanilla location, yes, that is definitely possible. We've seen that personally a few too many times. Oh, and red rupee on the bush crab too. Wow. And Sahasrahla is a demolitions expert. I did not catch what was on Lumberjack.
I missed what was there too.
Chad is saying 10 sticks. I will take Chad's word for it. Chad's.
Looks like we got Cheese about to... Actually, Cheese is going to go right into the woods first. But we got some missiles at the mushroom. And we...
Ooh,
Sanctuary Heart.
that was Sankard, yeah.
So close to the Sanctuary. There's that red rupee triple again. Both of them doing just fine on money for the Kakariko checks. And looks like AceZer0 is about to get started with those checks.
I'm kind of hopeful we see some early Super Metroid action. I don't want to see Dark World Axis for at least another 30 minutes, personally.
I'd definitely like seeing some Super Metroid action soon too. That's quite a lot of ammo in Blind's Hut.
Ooh, and silver arrows in the back end. Now, if we do get that vanilla bow in Eastern, they're going to have an easy time of it. Just for that, the bow will be in Blue Pendant Swamp Palace.
Oh, there's a glove. So we're getting some of the way to Dark World access. And we have grapple. That'll
I don't think
open
they
a few
chase that.
things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we have some access to some more places in Super Metroid now.
I was just going to say, I don't think they're going to chase that glove, but now that screw attack, that might be enticing.
And Chicken House with a reserve tank. Have we seen any E-tanks yet?
No, I don't think so. We've seen a lot of missiles, so a couple supers and one. No energy tanks yet, to my knowledge. And Ace, with that bomb capacity, is going to buy 10 bombs and get 14.
And Cheese also fills up to that increased capacity. And in the library, that is going to be a heart container. Not something that they'll have to worry about going back for. And Ace going right into the race game without pre-checking it.
From my experience, if you check it, it's usually something you want. You have to go back for it. If you just blind run it, it's never anything good. Another.
Well, we got lots of love south of the village. And AceZer0 chasing those gloves straight into the back of Escape.
Oh, wow. Map and key, but that all-important morph ball.
Well, with that and Screw Attack, there is quite a lot to be done in Super Metroid right now. So after these South Shore checks, I feel like that's what we'll be seeing.
I think you're right. I doubt if either one of our runners dips into Eastern Palace right now.
And there's Cheese's Morph Ball. Zero about to get that second damn item after the first one was just a red rupee. And it's Charge Beam. So no need to be too worried about that ammo. Oh, and Zero grabbing even more red rupees.
I have a feeling Zero is saving up for the Zora play. He's almost there.
And with those gloves, that is in logic. And Mini Moldorm Cave only giving a lot of Super Metroid ammo.
Looks like
Cheezinator.
Cheese is going to do this.
Yep.
That bush crab is not cooperating, though.
And after finding those power bombs in the Ice Ride Cave, Zero is going to come back out. So I feel like we're about to see some fake flippering. Possibly after farming some more rupees for Zora.
Possibly. Maybe he'll have to. Well, maybe he'll get to avoid that, and Hobo will give him a 300. Just all the money in the front end of the seed. Oh, that's going to be great. I know AceZer0 had some difficulties with the wave gate in Big Pink, so that will absolve any issues he might have in the Brinstar cleanup.
And Zero is just going to reset into Super Metroid and start looking at what's available there. Cheezinator is instead going to look in the castle.
I like this play from Cheese. It's still the Sphere 0 slash Sphere 1 checks. You might still find something that will help you in SM or even in Link to the Past here. So I'd say this is worth the. It's not really much of a gamble. It's worth a play.
Zero starting those Super Metroid checks with some with a bunch of rupees.
Blue King. I don't think we see Zero go pick that up later. I think he'll leave that back there.
And now we got Cheezinator starting
Also,
Metroid checks too, with some wall jumping up to the front of Gauntlet.
This is out of logic without a can fly, which is like morph ball and morph ball bombs or a space. Since we are on normal, our runners say to heck with the logic. Is my audio jittery? I apologize.
In front of Gauntlet only has bombs. That Cheezinator will still get something from the back.
We have a magic cape found on Zero's side that could lead to some AGA access.
And Cheezinator picks up both the missiles and the Cane of Brian. Only rupees and bombs so far from the Edacoons.
That was a nice wall jump by Zero there to avoid the spike.
And now Cheezinator's Brinstar adventure begins. There's that cape. And we have a bottle in Big Pink that's gonna open up Sick Kid.
Ooh, Zero has got to be very careful. Those spikes with gravity suit or no suit do 60 damage per. And since he was right on top of him after triggering that reserve, he took another hit. He almost died to a Mega Side Hopper. That was very close.
Zero lines up and gets the Sports Point skip.
You're finding all kinds of missiles early on. Oh, jeez. I hope you're not going to try and do Wave Gate with your health right now. Okay. That's good.
Now we got Zero in the Wavegate room, clearing it out with Screw Attack. That Zero does have Wave Beam, so it doesn't need to do the trick to get up there. And the result of that is SpeedRun. That'll be a nice increase to firepower. And we have a mirror at charge missile.
Wow.
So much we're finding.
At the moment, that doesn't unlock anything, but that is going to be huge. Of course, that also tells us that Swamp Palace is probably a pendant dungeon and not needed. And then we get a fire rod at the Pipe Mist, also known as Stairway, also known as Green Hill Zone.
And we have the
And
ice rod also.
Rod. Oh, wow. Okay,
Well,
Turtle
sub 20-minute ice rod.
confirmed.
Yep, Turtle Rock
Turtle Rock
confirmed,
not required.
pendant. And Cheezinator, not having the wave beam, is going to need to do the wave gate skip there, but gets it nice and quickly. So there is SMZ3 for him. And we have a vanilla E-Tank in the Blueprint Star Ceiling.
Wow. One thing to point out for our viewers, AceZer0 has opted to use the split animation of Space Jump and Screw Attack. Cheezinator is using the vanilla Screw Attack animation.
Oh, Billy Mays Room definitely got an upgrade. Not just supers, but a flute?
This is amazing. Cheese, please go up. Please go up.
Yeah, that is a
trolley item today. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Stump? Are we going to have a trolley item today?
I want to say... I'll say the hammer.
Hammer? Okay. I'll lean towards hook.
And Zero heads up the climb and is going to check the 230 missiles. Which are their vanilla item type.
I wonder if we see AceZer0 make a play for the wreck ship. He could easily full clear it and check the wreck ship reserve item. Currently won't be able to collect it.
And with Zero saving here, I feel like we might be about to see a gauntlet check. All right, Zero's going to head towards the ship. This is a nice amount of beams and ammo, but with no suit, one E-Tank and one reserve, this is going to be a bit on the tight side. But Zero's instead going to go down into Red Tower and check the items at the top of that.
And I would agree with that. If challenging wreck ship, I see it's not worth the risk. Now Cheese has more power bombs, so he can check the criteria shaft super and see if he has to come back later with speed booster.
Only a piece of heart. No need to go back for that. And
wow,
red
a gravity suit.
Wow. Well, I wonder where Zero's going to go now. Yeah, Red Tower didn't really set us up to expect much, with the first two items
No.
there being that red rupee and piece of heart, but that third item...
You know what? I think with that suit, he's gonna go wreck ship. I think he's gonna go wreck ship with this.
That's a good plan. Phantoon will be a lot more survivable. And the E-Tank location will be a lot easier to check.
Mm-hmm.
And Cheezinator visiting 100 rupee Terizo. And Zero reaches the ship. We'll see what's behind the harmless, unpowered spikes. A shield. It looks like Zero thought about going back for it for a moment, but then decided not to. Let's see whether Cheese goes down into Red Tower before going into the ship. Just a pre-check of the mode item for now. Yep, Cheese is going down and is going to soon find that gravity suit. And we now have Zero starting the Phantoon fight.
Gave Zero a fast pattern and was not able to capitalize, unfortunately.
And Zero getting a good number of missiles in on that first round. Oh, another fast pattern.
Wow, 3 fast patterns. That's a speedrunner's dream. He should run any percent.
And another fast pattern. Zero finishes defeating Phantoon. Meanwhile, we've got Cheezinator now with that gravity suit, and Cheezinator will instead be going further down Red Tower, probably towards Meridia and towards Kraid.
Cheese. Okay, it looked like Cheese was going to keep going down and forgot that he had grapple, but will instead check X-ray scope.
And Zero starting the item checks that were unlocked by beating Phantoon. Only missiles to start with. Cheezinator not getting the piece of heart that was at X-ray. Nor is AceZer0 going to get the one that is at left supers. And AceZer0 is going to do the pre-save play for Wreckship E-Tank.
This is always the best way to check this tank. You can just reset away if it's gone.
And with only power bombs to destroy the bomb blocks in front of SMZ3, Cheezinator did have to wait for the block in the middle to respawn. And there is a piece of heart there. Ooh, Zero falls in the water, but thanks to Gravity Suit is able to just wall jump right back out of it, but Zero will reset back because that item was not worth it.
That is correct, Hydropower. You are not ever supposed to reset away Spring Ball. Spring Ball is 100% required.
And Zero is going to head up to the attic while Cheezinator enters Kraid's lair.
Another full heart.
Yeah, lots of full hearts we've seen so far. Zero dealing with the work robots leading up to the attic item.
I think we've already seen half of our full heart containers in this seed. I haven't been keeping track, but I think we've seen at least 5 already.
5 sounds about right. And Cheezinator starts the Kraid fight. Let's hope to see a quick kill here.
Quick kill. Oh! AceZer0 forgetting he has Wave Beam, finds 300 rupees. Not going to worry about that.
And Cheezinator takes down Kraid for his first Super Metroid boss kill. And that yields the Moon Pearl.
Oh, wow. Wow. So on the outset, Wreckship has been a bust so far. Going down might have been the play.
And we got Zero having
just a hammer. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We got Zero having to ride the platforms outside of attic because no items that will speed this checkup of the sky missiles. Which turn out to be missiles.
Ace is being very mindful. We find a magic powder at the high jump.
And a bloopy for high jump itself. So not much in the accessible part of Norfair right now. And Zero's right at the last two items of the wrecked ship, where we'll see whether this turned out to be worth going up first. That is a hook
Did you see
shot,
that hook
though.
shot? Okay.
So gravity missiles were the net. Zero does not pick that up.
And wrecked ship was a total.
And
Ooh, there's our ice beam.
Yeah, that's an ice beam on top of Spectacle Rock.
Ooh.
Only one Super Metroid beam we haven't seen yet. Oh, and here's our Dark World map check. Pendants are Misery Mire, Palace of Darkness, and Ice Palace.
With Ice Palace being that all-important green pendant. I've seen worse. Well, if an item had to be trolly, it's probably going to be the Turtle Rock medallion. Oh, Cheese is using his bombs as visual indicators on where to go for darkroom navigation. I like that.
One of the nice things about bomb capacity upgrades. And Zero's going to reset back from the bombs that are at front of Gauntlet because he already knows that the only thing the back has to offer is the Cane of Burna. And Cheezinator gets Old Man Missiles, unlocking that save and quit location.
And he's probably beelining for Sanctuary to activate the flute. What is an old man doing with missiles? I don't know. What are missiles doing in a cave? These are questions.
And there's Cheezinator's flute activation. The goose is on the loose.
The duck is amok. It's very foul in here today.
And Sick Kid likes explosions also.
Ooh,
And we have...
that is a spring ball. Now, if these runners are smart, they will not skip that item today.
I'll be very sad if either of them skip it. Cheezinator making the Agena check. Only a red rupee.
Cheese has his flute out. I wonder if he's going to do the Zora check next. He has
Looks like
Pearl,
it.
so he can also. Yep. Oh yeah.
And there's Zero's old man missiles. Super is in a bottle that Cheezinator immediately has the fairy fill with the green potion. And now Zero sees that ice beam.
I wonder if we see Zero dive Tower of Hera next. He can? Well, he can't full clear because he doesn't have a way to kill Moldorm, but he can get almost everything else in there. I don't remember seeing Cheese going up to get his ice. He jumped that down.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing Cheese grab that either. And Zero is going to go into Hera, while Cheezinator is going to see what Zora has for sale today. Oh, that's well worth it.
Wow! That's definitely a life lesson, but...
And Zero found that Hera small key in the first chest, and the validation arrow in the map chest. So the rest of Hera is locked behind a source of fire, which... Wait.
He does
Zero has
have,
Fire Rod.
but he is choosing not to get the big key. And Cheezinator did indeed pick up his ice beam. I didn't see that, but evidently he did.
And Zero's going to get the magic powder on the way back out from the item, the high jump item. And Cheezinator is going to find his first sword at Ice Beam. That's the first sword we've seen in this match.
Zero's going to scout out that hook shot at Croc Escape. Is going to want to pick that up when he's able to. And Cheese has everything. Oh, wow, it's the hammer! Freeze that Nova, Cheese, do it! Okay.
That is a stacked Ice Beam area. Hopefully Zero will find his way to Zora soon. That looks like Zero is going to beat Kraid first. So since Hammer has now shown up with with Turtle Rock being a crystal, despite how early both rods showed up, I guess that it's got to be the Cane of Samaria that's going to be the troll item this time.
Yep, probably. And we know Samaria is going to be required because both dungeons need it. Both Mire and Turtle Rock are crystals. Oh wait, no, Mire's the pendant. I'm sorry. Mire was the blue pendant. My bad. Well, speed can be in a lot of places. We have a good chunk of Meridia that is open. With Varia, we have all of Upper Norfair available. That is not Ice Beam. And Ace gets a perfect quick kill.
Very nice quick kill. So that means Ace now is going to have his Moon Pearl.
Oh, you're probably right, Zaru. Zaru's our tracker. Doing a great job at tracking. Keeps track of everything. Better than the commentators can.
And there's Cheezinator's one arrow to rule them all.
And Cheese, with his fire source, is going to get the big key. And he's got the sword, so I think we see him finish Tower of Hera here. Oh, I don't like Cheese's position. He might be stuck on the pegs. There is a way to get stuck on those pegs that he has to mirror out. Honestly, stuff we shouldn't have seen it from the beginning. There was so much money available at the beginning of the game. Zora was a sign right from the get-go.
And no speed locked item to worry about in Meridia Main Street. Zero with the Mama Turtle check. Piece of heart for the E-Tank. And space jump for the missiles.
Wow. And that unlocks a lot more of Meridia. It's going to take him farther away from the Varia suit.
Although that also does mean that once Zero does go to Zora, lower Norfair will be an option.
That's true.
And Cheezinator getting out the hammer for the Moldorm fight.
Moldorm surprisingly cooperative. Another full heart container.
Yeah, we've seen so many of those now. And Cheezinator now finished Tower of Hera. Heading over to East Death Mountain. A lot of locations to check here. Although most of them are in the same place. No need to worry about that floating island with only missiles on it.
Zero's going to do a save warp, it looks like. Cheezinator is just riding that Moldorm there. that mini mold arm. Oh, Zero is doing the snail.
Let's see whether Zero can get the right positioning there.
Snail was just a bit too high. He's going to have to wait for a wraparound.
All right, here comes that second snail.
Oh,
ooh, snail was too low.
Is
And
AceZer0 going to check Shack?
Cheezinator finds the X-ray scope in Paradox Cave. Two out of 3 microwave ingredients.
Oh, lamp and boot.
Well, lamp and the boots. This is a pretty nice Paradox Cave. Zero making the Shack tool check.
All right, chat. What do you think it's going to be? It's probably garbage, but what do you think it's going to be? We've actually already seen Sankart. That was in.
Something tells me. I'm gonna say Speed Booster.
Okay. And we saw another full heart in Hype Game. Energy tank.
And Zero resets back to Aqueduct from that. And Cheezinator is going to check Pyramid Ledge.
And just some money on the left side.
I was wondering why that wasn't an immediate reset, but there's the reset.
Mm-hmm. Ace hasn't really found anything of worth other than Space Jump in Meridia so far. Oh, Ace is... Oh, Ace had it.
Well, there's the right Metroid positioning, but Zero's having trouble getting on top of it.
This is one of those where if you have gravity suit off, it's actually a lot easier because all you have to do... Oh, there you go.
There we go.
You just have to look down during the jump.
And Zero's going to finish Phantoon off with some charge shots. Each of these with this beam combo is equivalent to a super missile. Cheezinator is going to Palace of Darkness. We'll see how well this plays out.
Well, he didn't fill up a potion. And he doesn't have bow. So if this first item is not a small key, he is bow locked. He has no way around it unless he knows how to do the buffer mimic click.
Well, Cheezinator does have the potion to do it with.
Oh, that's right. He did.
And
He did
looks
fill
like
a green potion.
And looks like he will be doing it.
I completely forgot he filled that at water.
And Zero, after farming from the spot after Phantoon, is going to move on towards Dragon. Cheezinator readies the bottle of green potion. Right, there's the potion usage. There's the camera unlock.
That's a mushroom.
That is a mushroom. Fetch quest type. And Zero's heading up for a quick grapple on Dragon. And gets it. Very nice.
Oh, not quite. Uh-oh. That was so... He let go. He was worried about his health drain. Wow, that was...
And Cheezinator's pod checks yielding a shield so far.
Zero's going to take the safety save just in case he dies. Not a bad idea, but I wonder if he realizes there's an energy refill just to his right. I'm guessing not. We have some literacy in pod.
We'll see whether Cheese chases that book towards desert. Or more importantly, to that spring ball.
Well, he does have boots, and he does have a fire source, so he can full clear it. Oh, the stream cut for a second. It looked like it was just the map, though, in that bottom chest.
Well, there's Speed Booster.
And a big old nothing at Plasma. On our tracker, pointing out something something important with the big key on the right side of pod. That speed booster is logically bull locked. That'll be important for Armos Knights, potentially, if he if our runners keep that in mind.
And Zero with the dark map check after using the Meridia portal. Cheezinator sparking right into the Main Street item, which turns out to only be 10 arrows. So Cheezinator will soon have his space jump. Zero turning that mushroom in, and we'll see whether that mushroom lives up to the name of the room that it was found in.
A very precious super. And it looks like Zero is going to chase Eastern Palace in Sahasrahla, possibly. Yeah, we have not seen Eastern Palace play yet because it's a red crystal. That's probably why our runners have avoided it so far. But since Zero's not pulling out the flute, I think that's where he's going next.
Well, who knows? We could have a vanilla bow.
We could have a vanilla bow. Nah, Solsky would be proud of. Besides, it's only a gamble if it...
And Eastern starts out with the map. And with that speed booster, Cheese doesn't need to deal with the snails.
Mm-hmm. And it's Ace was okay. So Ace lost out on the other Fast Quest item. We now have a shovel, an aqueduct, and with that, other than another sword being on Master Sword pedestal, I'm pretty sure we can call pedestal dead at the 1 hour mark. I think there's only one item it could potentially be, and that is the medallion for Turtle Rock. Flippers is locked by Ice Palace. Pendants are... Pod, Ice Palace, and Mire. So we know it won't be Samaria. It won't be Flippers.
And Zero is doing the Eastern Palace dark rooms that lead to the big key chest. Cheezinator checking the right sandpit after having checked the left one. And Zero has gotten to the key and opened the door with it and is through the dark rooms.
Looks like Cheese is going to make the Shack Tool play.
And that big key chest item was an E-tank, so Eastern Palace didn't really yield anything. Zero sees that spring ball. But with no book, all that he can do in the desert area is Agina's Cave.
I have a feeling... Wait, did Cheese safety save? If he did, then he'll probably reset away this 100 rupees that... Or was it 300 rupees? It was money, I think. Pretty sure. Oh, it was an E-tank? Using X-ray for its internet purposes?
Yep, nice intended use of X-ray. And Cheese is not going to reset back from it, or he will.
Zero looks like he's going to do front end of Zelda's dungeon. Interesting.
And Cheezinator is going to start the Platoon fight. 5 supers right off the bat. And that is one dead mini-boss. That is also one vanilla Platoon E-tank.
I'm sure he'll welcome that, getting him total up to 3.
Yeah, this seed hasn't been very kind with E-tanks so far.
Cheezinator found a fighter sword at the ice beam, correct. I was going to say Hype Cave for some reason, but that's not where it was. I had a different seed in mind. And Hammer was at the Wallflower missile just underneath the ice beam. Ace has not been to Zora yet, so he does not have his Varia suit, and with only a couple energy tanks, he probably doesn't want to do the hell runs.
And we got Cheezinator in the Dragon fight after picking up that very precious mushroom. And Zelda had a bottle.
And we're going to see a Dark Cross check from AceZer0.
And Cheezinator not getting the quick grapple on Dragon, but we'll let Dragon carry him upward.
He's going to have to burn that reserve tank. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no.
Various Suit is a wonderful thing.
Yes, it is. Oh, and we have a Quake medallion at Dark Cross. That is currently out of logic without the lamp, but that's actually in logic because Cheezinator has his lamp. But for Ace, it's out of logic. Okay, Zero, this is the correct play. Go to Zora. You already have your wave beam from Hobo.
I wonder if we'll see an immediate fill up of that bottle.
Yep. Well, he's already been in Tower of Hera, so I don't know what else he can do in there other than check 2 more items.
And we got Cheezinator heading through Cacatac Alley towards that plasma check. And after that waterfall fairy check, Zero is about to be very satisfied with his purchase.
He will probably also be very upset. Oh, Cheese is now down to his last 9 health before his reserves burn. He's got to be very careful.
I've never seen someone spark all the way up the left side of that room.
One misstep with these pirates, and he's going to be dead.
Ooh, my. And only an arrow upgrade at Plasma. Yeah, we got Zero starting to look through Upper Norfair. These are some things that we haven't seen yet.
Just a red rupee.
No, but that plasma beam being what it was, all Meridia gave us was Space Jump and 2 fetch quests.
Plenty of ammo, though, and plenty of health. And while we have a moment, remind everyone, please follow these runners. They're putting on a terrific show today. This is the first match, the very first match of the bracket stages of the 1v1 tournament. Also give my co-commentator Stump and our tracker Zeruvian. Maybe I pronounced it right this time. Titan's mitts.
Oh, that is a nice find. And also definitely follow Leno also.
I am not worthy. I may stream meme things, but alright, now this is curious. AceZer0 could choose the speed booster check, but is instead probably betting on Croc.
Yep, this looks like a Croc check. We're at least going to get that hook shot.
Yeah, maybe. He's got more than enough ammo to take out Croc. Okay, yeah, he's beelining the hook shot. Oh, but now that he has that Titansmiths, I mean, he doesn't know it yet, but there's still there's actually two very important items that are still out there, Bow and Samaria.
Oh, Zero is going to go back either to Croc or to the rest of Bull Mountain. Or to Lower Norfair because he has the items.
Mm-hmm. Cheaty Myers and Croc Z's in chat. And at the same time, Cheezinator starting his Phantoon fight. Unfortunately, Cheese will be very disappointed with what he finds in Rex Ship.
And Croc not
Wow,
looking
that means
that promising so far.
So far, yeah, but consider what we found so far. Up in Norfair is completely loaded. We got a hook shot. We have a hammer. We have our first logical sword. We got Titan's mitts.
That is
a
pretty
crazy up in Norfair.
good. Zero dealing with Crocomire phase 2. Oh, morph bombs are nice to have.
That better not signal to him to skip that spring ball later, because if he does, he will be permanently disqualified from SMZ3. And more bombs. Just blueberries this time. Nicely done by Cheese, taking out.
Yep, that was a nice Phantoon fight. We got a heart piece at the top of the grapple jump room. So we'll see whether the bet on Croc paid off with this.
Ooh, half magic. That's worth it. I think that's worth it.
Yep. Always bet on Croc. And now we'll see whether Zero does the rest of Bubble Mountain now or does Lower Norfair now.
Well, if he wanted to, he could route in Lower Norfair, clean that out, and then finish Bubble Mountain on his way out. Well, actually, no. Since he has Titansmiths, he could easily get back to Lower Norfair if he wanted to. So I don't know. This is either way at this point.
Looks like Zero is headed towards Lower Norfair.
Yeah, that's going to be the important. If Zero does not forget about his Ice Beam and Wallflower checks, he will have his sword and his hammer. Well, currently, that's actually true. That's actually a good point. Those two items are currently out of logic without his Speed Booster. And Speed Booster was all the way in Pod. Zero, you have space jump? Question mark. Where are you going? Zero, you okay? Zero.
Zero going for the green gate glitch. A good number of super missiles to get it. Missiles at screw attack, and Zero is going to dip into the Misery Mire area before seeing what GT has.
That's an Ether Medallion at Mire.
And an E-Tank and Checkerboard Cave that Zero is going to pick up because we haven't seen too many of those yet this seed.
Well, Chad pointing out that maybe that Zero didn't want to fight Golden Chorizo, but he does have Charge Beam. He does have enough supers. He could easily Sunlock him if he wanted to. Maybe he just didn't feel comfortable with it.
And only some ammo in the shed. Zero's going to backdoor desert.
And very correctly picks up the...
That is 100% the right play.
Yep. And we see that our desert is indeed Bootslock. As soon as Zero is able to make it over to Paradox Cave, he will be very happy about that.
Cheezinator now through the wreck ship bowling section. We'll see whether he opts to pick up that net.
Curious. He's probably got some safety fairies coming up later that he wants to maybe possibly get. And And Zero's gonna farm up supers for his Lord Norfair. I'm not sure I agree with this skipping a Golden Trees, though. Unless he's farming up supers for the Golden Tree.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this super farming might be for that, especially since Zero doesn't have plasma.
He's going... Okay. Well, he does have his Titan's Mitts, as mentioned before, and a flute, so he can get back here very easily.
And Cheezinator, now back in Link to the Past, is going to turn that mushroom in.
He'll be indifferent about his precious super missiles. Oh, looks like Cheese is going to make the Magic Bat play. Cursed with money today. Vanilla Power Bombs of Shame for AceZer0. It looks like Cheese is going to forego the rest of Upper Norfair for now and is going to dive... We're going to get our first set of Dark World checks, it looks like. It's actually kind of amazing. We're an hour and a half in. This is our first trip into the Dark World proper. That isn't catfish or pellet.
And Cheezinator's going to go straight to the back of Skull Woods while Zero fights Ridley.
Ooh, Cheese almost got grabbed by the Wallmaster. That was a nice fight by...
That was a nice Ridley fight. Well, we have one of the two Skull Woods items now. And Ridley... all Ridley had was missiles.
I find this to be an interesting play by Cheezinator's part. He knows where the hook shot is. It's at Croc Escape. chose not to get it. He might be banking on that being his go mode item. So he knows he only needs bow and Samaria. And flippers, like, well, bow, Samaria, flippers, I guess. Oh no!
Oh no!
He got bounced right into the wall master. Jeez Louise, what was that?
We got Zero starting to reach the lower Norfair exit checks. Oh, there's another sword.
Oh wow.
That's quite a place for it.
That is our logical master sword.
And one for escape power bomb, the only being 10 arrows. And Cheezinator starting to fight Mothella using the hammer. And we have some flippers at the missile pack that is in Lower Norfair Escape.
Do you think those flippers melted any from being down here so long?
Yeah, possibly a little bit. They should still work though.
Ooh, that was a close call by Cheese, but he clutched it out. Mothula is down. Did AceZer0 pick up high jump and we not see it?
I didn't notice.
Okay, no, he didn't. He just looked like he had some pretty strong jumps there.
Ooh, Zero accidentally K-going through one of the platforms in pre-wave room.
He saw a tank, but then saw its color and thought twice. And that is the Ether Medallion. Wow.
Oh, no need for the front of Skull Woods.
And we're going to get a ped check. Press F to pay respects to the Master Sword.
Zero making the speed booster check. And we have vanilla missiles outside. Bomb upgrade inside that Zero has no interest in. And I think we've now seen all of Norfair.
Correct. Yes, I believe. Zero, not going to fill up on M. Hopefully he makes. Hopefully he checks Crumble Tower.
Zero having to go the long way back to Business Center because of that lack of speed booster. And over on Cheese's side...
Cheese is going to check. Hey, he's checking Lumberjack. Sorry.
Yeah, just 10 arrows there, but... and just 20 rupees at the... at Bumper Cave.
Question in chat: has anything been especially trolly so far? Not really. We're still looking for the bow, and we're still looking for Samaria. That's effectively our last 2 go mode items, barring the medallion requirement for Short Rock.
And Zero has gone to the right place.
And there is the bow. Bow on Graveyard Ledge. That puts everything into logic. We are just now missing the elusive red cane. And Zero is going to be very happy with his Paradox excavation. He will get his boots. He'll get his book. No, he won't get his book. Book is in pod. He'll get his boots. But first, a diversion.
We have not seen anything of what East Dark Death Mountain has to offer yet.
Hydropower, I don't know what you're talking about. I definitely did not do such a thing that I definitely did. Chat's calling out that I might have commentated Curse the Cane of Samaria today.
Nope, there's Zero's X-ray scope. Now we got the dark chucks. Zero climbing up through Super Bunny Cave.
Another full heart.
We have to have seen at least 8 of those by now.
All right, this is it. What's our medallion? It's Quake. So that is confirmed. We are only missing Cane of Samaria for Go mode. As we welcome in the Raiders from SpeedGaming 4. Welcome to the first match of the bracket stage. And suddenly a bacon sword. And suddenly a blue mail.
Looks like Zero's going to take this opportunity to do Hera.
Oh, he's going to do Hera. This will pay off for him because we know Hera had nothing in it. Those Moldorms will be trolly till the end.
And Zero gets Hera pot. Time for a 6-arrow Mormos fight. For an E-tank.
We're starting to see some of these energy tanks come around. That is a really... I have never seen that before.
I haven't seen that before either.
Wow. Well, not just that the hookshot has iframes and no hitbox, but that you use it to your advantage to avoid the Moldorm hit and then instantly swing. I've never seen anybody implement that strat before. Cheese? Your shine sparking through Frog Speedway? Question mark? Oh, and Cheese is moving away from his Titan's mitts. He's just scouting out Cathedral. He doesn't have his wave beam yet. That's at Hobo.
Oh, intended X-ray usage for the win. And we got Zero headed towards the back of Skullwoods now.
Which is good because both items are back here. Cheese is about to get his Titan's mitts. He's going to be very happy to see those.
And there they are.
And our tracker, Zeruvian, is making a very good point. We're an hour 43 minutes in. We've had Dark World access for a little while. We still have not seen Thieves Town as a crystal, as a play. It's been pretty Super Metroid heavy this seed, and oh no, Zero! No! He's soft locked! No!
Oh, what?
No! He's... Wow, how did that...
My.
What just happened?
That was interesting.
I thought for sure he saw... Because I've seen that before, but in Ganon's Tower on Solsky, he got grabbed by a Wallmaster and got dragged up through the room, but then got softlocked because he couldn't do anything. Couldn't save and quit or anything.
And Zero starts the Mothula fight with that fire rod ready to use. But that sword works nicely too. And Cheezinator entering lower Norfair. I wonder if we'll see a
Zero's
GT
about-
check.
Please, Cheese, just check it. We've definitely seen Canis and Mario here at the GT missile before. Zero's about to pick up his ether from this chest, which probably has a name.
And Zero now has all the medallions he needs. And on the space jump block side, we have the red meringue. Not something that Cheezinator is going to pick up.
The gamble to not check that is going to pay off for AceZer0. He'll probably check it later, though.
And now Cheezinator is going to dip into the mire area.
Golden Chorizo had a red boomerang and a missile. And the single green rupee as a reward for chess game.
And Zero is going to head into Thieves Town. And Cheezinator grabbing that spring ball. You gotta have that
Both
item.
of our runners are both of our runners are safe. Now Cheese, since he has his Pegasus boots, he will be able to finish Desert Palace. He'll be able to get one of his first 5-6 crystals.
And also, welcome to everyone here from SpeedGaming 3.
Oh, thank you, Rubin. I forgot he already finished Eastern. That was the other 5. Canis and Mario could easily be at Pyramid Fairy today. And sweet creamy butter at the top of the attic. In a span of about 15 minutes, AceZer0 went from no sword to butter sword. And with silver arrows available, not have any issues with Ganon or Vitreous or anybody today. It's going to be easy fights all the way around. And I believe that is our third shield. Oh, the ever so convenient hijack. Cheezinator is opting to do fire rod strats instead of silver arrow strats for Lenmo, but that is alright.
And nice first two phases of blind for Zero.
Cheese now has both of his 5-6, and AceZer0 now has his third overall crystal. We are tied on boss kills. Cheese has one more crystal, while Ace has one more SM boss down.
And while Cheese brings that super bomb where it needs to go, Zero's going to do that digging game. And dig up an E-Tank on the second dig and leave it behind because so much of Super Metroid's already done.
He must feel comfortable with the amount of tanks he has. I think lack of stand-up might actually be playing a factor here.
Only red rupees in Pyramid Fairy.
Cheese has his mirror out. Is this the dark crossplay? If it is, he's going to get his Quake. He's one step closer to go mode. Oh, he's got to do Zelda's Dungeon first. And there is Bombos and Hammerpegs. I still find this is still interesting. Cheese has known about the hookshot location for a good 45 minutes and still has not chosen to go back and get it. He must be thinking that's his go mode item. At this point, he's pretty close to correct, but that's still a really big gamble on his part.
And Cheezinator doing the required kills in front of Escape with the silver arrows, because why not? Zero gets cursed with another red rupee. And Cheezinator mirroring back from Zelda. He's headed towards
This-
that dark cross.
This is gonna pay off big time for him. He'll get his Quake. He's one step closer to go mode. He just needs to get one more sword, either at what was it, Fire Hookshot Cave or Attic in Thief's Town, and then he'll be in go mode.
So that is all of Cheezinator's medallion requirements taken care of.
Okay, I think he's taking this opportunity to go get his hookshot. Does that lead him to Swamp Palace afterwards? That is a question. And AceZer0 is going to warp the purple chest right at him. I still don't know how that works. I just know that it does. It's magic. Oh, and that's right. AceZer0 never picked up his book, so he is orphaning his Bombos check.
Did AceZer0 do Dig Spot?
No, I don't. That's right. He can't do Dig Spot because he didn't get his shovel from Aqueduct. He failed his snail clip and still didn't have speed booster.
Well, Zero is preparing that mirror. Looks like Zero is going into Swamp Palace. The number of items in here makes this a gives us a pretty good likelihood of being where the Cane of Samaria will be.
Hydropower in chat pointing out that Zero might wrap around and do his graveyard check after this. It is also possible he does more of Pod, and he might break Bow Logic and get a speed booster and might try and chase that. We shall see.
And so far we have a pack of power bombs from Swamp Palace.
Cheese is about to get his Master Sword and his Blue Mail. Now, considering the route Cheese is taking, he might not get his Butter Sword. It just depends on when he does Ridley.
And now Cheese knows he's good on medallions. Vanilla medallion requirements hype.
Ace is banking on the map and compass being on left side. And he is experienced with Diver Down, so we'll probably see the bomb Diver Down setup from him. Perfectly executed.
Very nice. Yeah, we have a nope tank. We have 50 rupees. So far, so good for that skipping the left side check.
Mm-hmm. That was a great one side.
That was a very nice Argus fight.
Yep. And AceZer0 with the gamble. Left side is junk. Just a map and compass. Unfortunately, Swamp Palace as a whole was garbage. Oh, did we see a compass, Ceruvian? Oh, we must have, because he's going... Oh, yeah, we did see a compass. Okay. Oh, he is orphaning one check, though. He is banking on that one item not being Kane of Samaria. And Zero can't decide where he wants to go. Looks like he's going to go pod.
It looks like we might be seeing the Pod plus Eastern play.
He still needs to go to Graveyard Ledge, though, and get his bow. So I don't know. Oh, did he dive Eastern yet? I don't know if he did. Not just leaving Bo and Samari. He doesn't know where his speed booster is yet, so he thinks he's still missed. As far as he's concerned, he's missing 3 items yet. Cheese is going to be very happy to get this bacon. And with this routing that Cheese has taken, I don't think he picks up butter. I think by the time he gets down to lower Norfair to beat Ridley, he might already be in go mode. I don't think we'll see him do Firefly.
And she's with the high jump boots.
Those will benefit Cheese more than they will AceZer0 just because of lower Norfair left. Or lower Norfair remaining for Cheezinator. I can word. Alright, Zero did not break bow logic and does not have his speed booster. That may end up being playing out in his favor. This, of course, will be determined whether or not Samaria is at Waterway. Excuse me, I can't talk today.
And Zero's going to backdoor desert.
His double dip, now that he has boots, he can finish this. He'll get his other 5-6. Well, he'll get his first 5-6. No, Potion Glitch won't get him a speed booster. We don't know if that'll actually play into his favor or not, though. Let's see if Cheese picks up his energy tank on the second. Our runners are playing calculated gambles, and we'll see if it pays off for them.
It looked to me like Cheese wasn't going to pick that E-Tank up, but it bounced back towards him.
I think you're right. I think he was trying to avoid it.
Now Cheese is going to do the Smith chain.
Oh, Cheese will definitely check the tablet. He already checked Ether. He knows he has to check Bombos. Unless he finds his Samaria at Dig Spot. That dirty cane. Oh, Cheese was hesitating. He wasn't sure if he wanted to pick it up or not.
And AceZer0 with Fire Rod plus Butter Strats against those Lamolas. Nice fight. And somehow the
Ace
Smiths
has
were
regained-
working on power bombs.
Ace has regained his one boss advantage, but overall he is actually behind just due to his routing, and he is going up to Death Mountain now. Where is he going? Is he doing Spike Cave? I think that's where he's going. Spike Cave, or possibly back to Hera for that big chest check. Landing site PBs was checked. It was insignificant. Oh, he's got his book. Okay, he's checking Ether tablet. It's the cane! Oh
All right.
no! That is go mode!
Yeah, no, Cheese still needs flippers.
He does still need flippers. Okay, so that's no mode, but he needs his flippers from Lower Norfair. But wow, that is an amazing find.
Yep, that is a find for sure.
This gives Cheese a huge advantage, even if he puts off the rest of Lower Norfair for a little bit, because all he has to do is go mode Swamp Palace. He doesn't have to do anything in Swamp. Shovel was at Aqueduct, which is speed booster locked in normal logic. However, Cheese broke that with the snail clip. Ace tried to do that, but couldn't get through. Just imagine if Ace had actually pulled off that clip, and he would have his shovel. Wow, this is amazing. An amazing development. And that's Plasma Beam on Bombos! That is full charge combo.
And that also means, well, we're past any opportunity for microwaving, but that is still nice.
And Cheese is going to follow that right to Lower North. He actually, no, you know what? He might still get his Butter Sword then. Because he's still looking for flippers. He'll probably check that Firefly location. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Cheese does not have full beam combo. He has not picked up his wave beam from Hobo yet. Not bad.
And now we got 0 with the Spike Cave check.
I'd have to think Cheese will check Firefly before he checks Jail. Just because you're still... It makes sense routing-wise, because otherwise you have to come all the way back down, potentially. Speed Booster is in the big chest in Pod. And in order to open the big chest today, you need to get your big key out of the right side of Pod, which is bow locked. If Ace can route this properly... Oh, Ace, you're in the right area, just in the wrong world. Oh, Zero is now going to go back and check the 2 items at Golden Chorizo, which we know are... We know now that they're not worth it. Oh, Cheese could have set up for a microwave with the Ninja Pirates.
And 0 resetting back to the landing site after seeing that GT didn't have anything. Yeah, we'll see what 0 does from here. Criteria power bombs. 0 hadn't checked these yet, but we know that there is only junk here. And we got Cheezinator fighting Ridley. Ridley's red. Ridley is absorbing so many super missiles. Cheese finishing Ridley off with some charge shots.
Ridley's dead, Cheese. It's okay. There you go. Oh no, Zero. You're going towards Ice Palace. He's going towards Ice Palace. He is going towards Green Pendant Ice Palace. This is not where you want to go. I mean, for him, it kind of makes sense because you get 4 items ultimately, but oh, we know this is not the play to make. This is going to put him... Oh, he's going for the density plays. It makes sense in terms of item density and overall checks, but oh, unfortunately, we know this is not the play to make. All right, Cheese. We're about to know if Cheese is going to get his butter sword. If he goes right, he will get it. If he's got a super zone, he's going to get his butter sword. With his routing, I did not think he was still looking for butter, or since he's still looking for flippers. Yeah, easy for me to say. Flippers is right above him. Cheese is on his way to flippers right now.
And Zero setting up for Ice Palace bomb jump. And gets it. Nice.
On his last bomb even.
Oh, wow.
There he sees it. Cheese knows he is now in go mode at the 2 hours 17-minute mark, 55 seconds.
That was interesting what Zero did with that ladder.
Apparently, ladder collision is a suggestion.
Yeah,
SMZ3 ladder win. When somebody makes one. Sorry.
Yep. And Cheezinator is headed right back into Link to the Past to knock out those last 2 crystals. And this means that Cheese gets to go mode Swamp Palace, which is always a nice thing to be able to do.
Mm-hmm. And Zero found the third item, I think, in Ice Palace is noping out. Or is instead choosing to not finish it with his green pen and turn it. See, that makes even less sense now. Zero's about to get his plasma beam. He's gonna like that, but he's still looking for that bow. All right, AceZer0, where are you going?
Ooh, looks like Zero is going to check that remaining item in Swamp Palace.
Oh no.
We're so close to a high five. Yeah, looks like Cheese will not be doing a diver down.
I wonder if he knows the setup. I'm told it's free, but however, I still haven't been able to pull it off personally, so it doesn't seem like it's all that free.
All right, there's phase 1 of Argus. And there's phase 2. All Cheezinator has left for crystals is Turtle Rock.
There's the map. So it's either Vanilla Big Key or the last item. It's Vanilla Big Key. Oh no! Actually, was that map
no.
also Vanilla?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. I don't remember between the map and compass which one's which.
Oh, map is first, Jess. Ooh, that's a painful time sink. Okay, Ace, you're heading in the right general.
Yeah, Ace should be getting to the right location soon after doing this check. Yeah, meanwhile, Cheese enters Turtle Rock. Zero with that mid-bonk catfish check.
Oh, Zero, please go to 3. Go to 3. That's not 3. Uh-oh, this is bad. Oh, he's gonna die of misery mire now.
Oh, no.
We are gonna see all the pendant plays today.
We are going to see Misery Mire live up to its name.
Oh, everyone in chat, please press all the Fs for AceZer0. This is the ultimate feels bad. Earlier, he was clutch 0 with the Dragon kill, but unfortunately, the tides have turned. And of course, it's a Godmire with the.
And Cheese already having
Speed
the
booster.
big key is going to skip that middle chest.
Mm-hmm. Question in chat: where was Speed Booster? Speed Booster was in Palace of Darkness, in the big chest, which is locked by the big key, which is bow locked. Bow is on Graveyard Ledge. And looks like Cheese is going to play the odds and I think it's about a 95% chance that the small key will not be in the big chest. All right, Cheese will not be skipping Laser Bridge today.
Well, let's hope that's where the last key is.
It's true. It is possible that the last key is not on Laser. It might be in that big chest. It's unlikely, but it could be there.
So far, we got an arrow upgrade.
And
there's the key. So Cheezinator is all set for finishing Turtle Rock.
That's a very fast one cycle for Cheezinator. Not the ultimate one cycle, but still a very fast one cycle.
That was a nice phase one. And we got the double hit initially on the second phase, and down goes Trinox.
And now Cheezinator will grab his 7th crystal, and this will give us time to play the game. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, everyone else, there are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower for the big key. Get your guesses in now. And Zero... Is he going back to Meridia?
Well, without Speed Booster, he doesn't really have anything else he can access there.
Unless he wanted to try Snail Clip. Looks like he's...
Oh, this might be a waterway check.
But he still
Oh, wait,
doesn't
no,
have
no
Speed
Speed Booster. No, both already checked X-Ray. Yeah, perhaps Zero will go back into Meridia, or the other way. Cheezinator heads down the left side first. Also, my guess is 17.
I was gonna say 8. That's 1.
Oh, Zero didn't
It's not
actually check X-Ray. Zero must have only been in here to farm up power bombs before. And the Southwest room not really yielding anything. Oh, Cheezinator's going to mirror back from there and check the right side.
That's 7 so far. And he is gonna follow through on right side.
Zero back in Link to the Past now that he's done the X-ray check.
Okay, Zero,
Up.
go up. Go to Graveyard.
All right, Zero is going the right way so far. This looks good.
Oh no! She's got bounced into the teleporter.
No.
He missed the chest. Is he gonna go back to the right side? No, he's going to go left now. This is very,
I guess Cheese will leave that for after tile chest if it comes to that. Yep, Zero is about to look in the right place and get that capital D.
I gotta think there's gonna be some frustration here. He orphaned this check so long ago. There's his bow. Yep, there's the bomb.
that Zero is going to go to pod or go to Eastern first.
Oh, you know what he's going to do? He's going to kill Armos and get his 5-6. He doesn't want to go back to pod. He knows there's a big key and a small key left. He's banking on that one item not being in pod. He doesn't know he needs speed booster yet. There's a big key. All right, what number was that? So we had 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see here. 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that 10?
Let's see.
What number is that?
The two on the right were not there. Bob's, the 3 in the vanilla room. Cat seems to think the answer is 12.
All right, so he went left side first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Went right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, yeah, that is 12. Yep, that is 12. Yep, that is 12. I forgot the 2 on the first right side chest. So whoever picked 12. Let's see, who was 12? Today's winner is RP Cerna. RP Cerna is the winner. You win a lifetime supply of SMZ3 crossover seeds.
And Zero readying the flute. We'll see what he checks after appearing outdoors from here.
Yeah, I'm thinking Pyramid. Just going to be $40 for him. I gotta wonder what he does next. No, he has not been back to pod since he left. I guess this would have been a good 45 minutes, hour ago.
I actually sort of wonder if Zero might go back into Meridia and try to snail clip again.
That would actually work out in his favor if he did that. Because then he can dig up his cane and he'd be in go mode.
And meanwhile, Cheezinator has defeated Lamolus too. So we're about to see some Mario strats. And that second wizard room,
magic. He knows.
Very nice. Yep, Zero gets ready to flute somewhere. Or not.
Head to pod.
Oh.
Head to pod. Maybe?
And looks like Zero is headed to pod. So Zero will find what he needs.
This will get him his last small key, his big key, and ultimately his speed booster. That'll lead him back. It might not lead him back to Aqueduct right away, because he did scout the first item. He knows it's garbage. The shovel is the back item. He might check Waterway first. He might check Waterway and Shaft Supers first, I should say.
Now we got Cheezinator fighting Moldworm too. And the validation chest containing a quarter of its vanilla contents.
I was gonna say I heard the rupee, but I didn't catch if it was red or blue. Cheese is getting ready to take his final.
Well, Cheese has the net, so we could see some baseball.
Agate 2 is not setting up nicely for.
We're getting quite a number of blue balls here too, but there goes Agate 2.
And Zero is setting up his hammer. He now has his speed boost. Oh, is he gonna go kill Helmsar? He might be going to kill Helmsar now.
Well, Zero has no reason not to.
No, correct. AceZer0 has not checked Master Sword pedestal. He does not know it's dead. Cheezinator did check it earlier. It is just a little piece of love today. Oh, he does know? I don't remember last time he was up there, because he did Skull Woods earlier. Well, he knows Ped can't have anything. He knows it can't have yeah. Because Mire's a pendant.
And she's getting Ganon to phase 3 and now 4 nice and quick thanks to that stick of butter. Nice double. And
get your single G's in chat.
Yep, get your single G's in chat. And Cheezinator with the usual immediate save and quit and reset to Super Metroid to spawn at that ship. And Zero taking down Helmsar King, receiving the last item of Palace of Darkness. And Zero is also going to save and quit and reset back to Super Metroid. And that probably means that we'll see Chef Supers, then Waterway, then Aqueduct.
That'd be what we're. I can't speak. We already know Chef Supers is a piece of heart. We have not seen Waterway, obviously. And we know it's a shovel in Aqueduct, which is where he needs to go.
Meridia gave us 2 fetch quests, and well, it turned out that the shovel was more precious.
If Cheese had chosen to do the sequence break to get to Hobo earlier, he would have his wave beam, and he would have full beam combo damage.
And she's turning off Varia, so looks like he'll be trying to do stand-up.
And a vanilla energy tank at Waterway. Oh, ouch. These energy tanks have been very rude.
And Zero resetting back to the ship. I guess we'll be going via Link to the Past to get to the aqueduct.
That would be slightly faster, yeah, that makes sense.
Meanwhile, Cheezinator is entering Mother Brain Room. And for Zeb Skip, ooh, now that works slightly differently without the wave beam, but Cheese will fall back to just destroying the Zebatites with missiles.
You may not know the tech, but if you
going back into Ice Palace,
he's gonna do green pendant turn in now. Okay. I suspect this will be a Gomo drop down a cold stare.
Yeah, that's what I feel like this will be too. Meanwhile, Cheezinator has defeated Mother Brain Phase 1 and is starting Phase 2 with those super missiles ready to do the most damage as quickly as possible. And it'll just need 11 charge shots after that to finish off the second phase. Or missiles work too.
Got enough energy. Yep, he's got enough energy to do stand-up if he wants. Stand-up won't be all that effective with just charge ice plasma, but it'll at least knock off some time from phase 3.
And Zero with that first try Ice Palace bomb jump. Alright. There's... Whoop, one more hit. There we go. And Zero with that stair clip again. Cheezinator chipping away at Mother Brain Phase 3 while the Metroid refills him. Zero gets the ice around Cold Stare melded. Gets a good spin to put Cold Stare in the corner. Very nice Cold Stare fight.
Mm-hmm. All right, chat. Let's play a new game. What is going to be on Sir Hostrala's Green Peninsula? There isn't really much available, so I'm just going to say it's a big 20.
I'm going to say blueberries.
Blueberries? Okay.
Right. The baby Metroid is dead. And Cheezinator gets the final damage to Mother Brain 3 dealt. And that stand-up took a good number of shots off of that.
Mm-hmm. I believe we have seen the single arrow. I forget where it was, though.
We have... where was it? I should remember this. And Cheezinator starts the escape. There's that spark in the third room. I have to wonder where Zero is headed. Oh, Zero could be headed to the Meridia back door.
Meridia back door, yeah.
Cheezinator is out of Turian. There's the climb spark. Cheezinator reaches the top of Parlor. Leaves the animals behind. Reaches the landing site. And Cheezinator will finish
2 hours. Sorry, go ahead.
All right. All right. Yeah. Well, Cheezinator will finish in first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 53 minutes, and 9 seconds. GG.
GG to Cheese. We have not seen a forfeit yet from Ace. He's probably going to finish this out.
All right, Zero is 1 speed boost away from being in go mode, but will be trying the snail flip again.
And joining us now is Cheezinator. GG Cheese. Very, very well done.
GG, thank you so much. That run went really well routing-wise, maybe a little dicey execution-wise, but looks like maybe due to some unfortunate circumstance, I had a pretty substantial lead.
Well, the way you two routed this was so very, very different, and we're going to see AceZer0 pick up his shovel here right now. He's not happy about it. He's letting everyone know he's not happy about it. Oh, but Cheese, I do have a question for you. When you scouted that hook shot, when you did, and you decided to just put it off for so long, were you just counting on that to be your go mode item?
No, what I was waiting for was for it to actually do something for me. Like, I needed mitts or flippers for it to actually be a thing that let me get more items. And also, so those didn't come for a while. And also, I was for, what was it? At the time, the first time I scouted it, I didn't actually have a way in. I had a grapple and stuff, but I couldn't actually, like, without doing some tomfoolery, get into Upper North, come out and get it. So I put it up for a while, and then at that point, I was just waiting for like other reasons to route in to Upper Norfair, and thankfully the mix was there. That was like the big thing I was looking for a while, which is why I put off like West Dark World for so long.
Yeah, both of you ended up routing in your West Dark World very, very late. It was almost 2 hours in. Well, not quite almost 2 hours in, but almost at the 2 hour mark before either one of you decided to go Western Dark World, which, considering the Crystal Light was a little surprising, at least to us.
Yeah, it's just about like not leaving behind Smith's sequence. That's really the main thing. My approach when I don't think my opponent is just gonna like smash me on execution, like some of the people who got the first round buys. My approach is to play a little safer, so I just try to full clear each area as efficiently as I can and wait for the items needed to do that to make sure I don't leave anything behind. So in this case, like I got Speed Booster and stuff before Wreck Ship, and I got Titans before West Dark World, and that's.
And for those watching at the 2 hour, 56 minute, 30-second mark, Ace has finally obtained his Canis and Mario. He's finally in go mode. He's going to finish this out. Everyone gives Zero the hype. Let's see him finish this. Oh, I have a question. So,
go ahead.
So the money early on was just so abundant. The bush crabs were green rupees. Money was just so abundant. Usually, when money is that abundant early on, it usually it says go to Zora, but Zora is usually nothing in that kind of scenario. Today, he had the Varia suit. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I actually, getting all the money off the bush crab, I was thinking, oh gosh, I should farm for Zora or whatever. But then I started thinking, like, that's cool and all, but I've got like tons of SM open, and it's Zora. Like, I can wait for Moon Pearl or Flippers or something, which is exactly what I ended up being able to do. I wasn't going to put off Zora forever because I knew it wasn't logic with the glove, but yeah, I was just waiting again to like get more items whenever I went to a particular region of the map. And that said, the item placements were like blowing my mind in the early game. Like I get Gravity, and then I get Moon Pearl, then I don't sequence break Varia, but I get Varia, sequence break the hammer, then that leads me to Dark World, or actually to Upper Death Mountain, right? I get the lamp and the boots, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I'm in Dark World. I think a super cool play pushing this lamp and my like sequence broken Dark World access would be Pendant Pod, because I feel ahead. Then I got the Speed Booster and Pendant Pod. I was like, I thought this couldn't be in the Dark World. And then I realized like there was some other logical chain that could get me there. It involved either mitts being available somewhere that I had not seen. Actually, not even mitts. I think it involved specifically getting height in order to get into Upper Norfair to get hook shot so that you could go to East Death Mountain. It turns out the space jump was in Meridia. So I basically placed space jump or high jump or speed booster before the speed booster in Wreck Ship or Meridia, and then Meridia confirmed that.
Okay. Now, if you had found more energy tanks, I mean, let's face it, the energy tanks early on in this seed, they were nowhere to be found. Both energy tanks, for like the first like 90 minutes of this seed, it was trash. If you had more available, would sequence breaking what turned out to be a very stacked Upper Norfair have entered your mind?
I don't think normal logic, like full hell runs, are super valuable. I think you have to really have some kind of a feeling to make that sort of play. So what I do is I do Ice Crumble, and I will do the quick Bubble Mountain check with Speed Booster if I don't have Varia, and sometimes I'll make a Croc play, but I don't like to do the ping pong around Upper Norfair Bubble Mountain and like constantly refill and reset to the saves and Crystal Flash. And it just like, it's so much time you don't need to spend in normal logic.
Fair enough.
What else? I was really glad to be able to stay out of like Mire, Ice, Croc. There were a lot of nice skips this seed. I even got to skip a couple of things in Upper Norfair. I was planning on going the rest of Bubble Mountain checks when I got out of Ridley Escape, and then Flippers were right there, and I was like, well, we're done here.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. So Ace decided to do fake flipper to check Hobo and do the first like sequence of Zora checks right away because Moon Pro was pretty early. You chose not to do that. You know what you missed at the Hobo check?
So I heard that when I tuned into the chat after my delayed race was done, and apparently that's where my wave beam was. I've like not gotten wave beam this tournament. It's so annoying. I really like wave beam for Turian for a lot of reasons. It makes it easier to hit the Metroids. It makes it easier to hit Zeb Skip, which I do know how to do without wave. I just keep getting into the wrong spot when I try to set it up in these races, and I'm like, it's not worth resetting the room for.
Okay.
And then it also it speeds up Mother Brain, right? Like you can do full beam and your stand up is faster and whatever. So because I haven't had wave, I think I've done super kills every game on Mother Brain so far. Yeah. Getting high jump before having completely finished SM was nice, if late, in Thieves Town. As well as like a couple of swords that came kind of back to back for me in the late game after spending like the first 2 hours on Fighter's Sword.
We were actually thinking that due to your routing, you weren't going to pick up your Butter Sword because of where your last sword was, which was in Lower Norfair. But since you were still looking for your flippers at the time, it ended up working out for you.
Yeah, that's really perfect. It's 2 checks prior.
Oh, there's the red mail.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. One.
It was.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't end up needing the extra like damage reduction or hearts late game, but what I really needed them was in my Skull Woods, which is just a mess. I'm amazed that I got through Mothula. I had to use 2 blue potions in the back of Skull Woods, and those were supposed to be for later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Mothula, especially with Fighter Sword, that was such. That looked like such a brutal fight. I'm amazed you did get out of it with a victory. Didn't have to double dip it.
Yeah, I was kind of getting tilted from the hand grabbing me the way it did. Oh, speaking of weird things happening that would have tilted me in Ganon's tower, right side the beetle knocked me into the teleport before I could check that chest, and I was like, if I just isolated the big key, I could like lose. This is horrible.
We have had a few weird things happen this particular race. We had one happen to Zero. So apparently the Wall Masters were the true heroes of the seed today. So you got grabbed by one. AceZer0 got grabbed in Skull Woods and almost sock-locked himself in the Gibdo room with the 4 torches.
Oh.
He was charging his sword, got knocked into the Wallmaster, and was starting to drag up and just poked a whole bunch of Gibdos on the way up until eventually they knocked him into the pit. He almost ended up soft-locking in that room.
That's ridiculous. Wow.
That is... I hope somebody clipped that, because that was insane.
But yeah, so basically boss fights were the main thing I wish were cleaner for me this game. With Mothula we talked about, my Phantoon was like 5 cycles. I got knocked out of weird spots or didn't reset the height of his return flight like one time, and so I ended up missing on a few rounds. Kraid quick kill missed, but that just comes and goes. I screw attacked away the blob on the first round against Dragon, and then the second round I aimed the wrong way with my grapple beam, and I had to wait. So I didn't really like any of my boss fights, at least in the first half of the game.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have too much more to say other than that, like, I'm utterly dreading AceZer0 whenever that matchup comes up. I've never beaten him head-to-head or in any kind of, like, community race. His execution is obviously, like, nightmarishly good, and his routing, like, he does so many things so efficiently. So for that match, I'm going to have to make some of the plays that I made in this seed and have them work out, hopefully, like, you know, getting way ahead to Dark World, way ahead to Speed Booster, that sort of thing. But then if I had been playing against him this seed, I would have tried to go mode wreck ship, and I would have made a couple other, like, pretty aggressive cuts in order to just save, like, 5 minutes somewhere to have a chance.
Mm-hmm. Well, going up against a strong opponent, you need kind of a seed to be a little unorthodox. You need to have item placement to be in unusual places. It would obviously trigger both players in ways that you wouldn't expect, because you'd have to go dipping it and doing in things that you wouldn't necessarily expect to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like a weird trail of crumbs.
We're about to find out what this item is.
It's a super missile. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, what else was weird about this run? I don't know. I think there were a couple of plays I made, again, because I felt pretty ahead. Like, I felt ahead from the hammer, and then I felt super ahead from the speed booster, which let me kind of chill out a bit, and I actually did some of the slow checks on purpose, like Shack Tool and Plasma, which are things I would normally skip in a race I'm trying to be like more competitive, like more like play above my league, so to speak, because those, you know, if those don't pan out, you lose like a minute and a half. Yeah, I don't have a ton of other thoughts.
Okay, so Meridia, I guess, was yeah. So I guess Meridia was the land of fetch quests. There were two of them. So Mushroom was at the Precious Missile. That turned out just to be another super. But when you saw ultimately both fetch quests items in there, I guess like how like I guess okay, is Meridia really going to be that much of a outside the box time sink, so to speak?
I mean, so I got the space jump in Meridia pretty early, and clear speed wise, it was already really free because of speed booster and all that stuff. So I wasn't worried about Meridia being much of a time sink. Any fetch quests that led somewhere were all upside. I did track them. I didn't expect that. I guess I wasn't thinking about it at the time, but now it perfectly makes sense that Aqueducts would get orphaned with that speed booster location. I personally have practiced high jumpless snail clip a lot, but it sounds like it was kind of difficult for Ace to pull off.
It was. Ace was actually in Aqueduct much sooner than you were, and he tried snail clip once. He KO'd through the snail once or twice, gave up on it, and then just did sandpit checks, and ultimately left that shovel behind, which turned out to be the Cane of Samaria. But if he had checked, you know, if he had been able to check that, this would have been a much closer finish.
Yeah,
it's possible he may have even won, but it's really hard to say, just depending on the rest of the routing.
Yeah. When I got the cane off the dig spot, I didn't feel like amazing or terrible about it. I was like, okay, well, somebody could have gone through a West Dark World loop with the mirror a while ago, and I've had the shovel for a while, but I couldn't remember exactly where I got it. And I was thinking, I was like, I think I got it at Precious Missiles. And until I came back to the stream later on, that's where I thought it was from. It turns out that was the mushroom that you just mentioned. If I'd remembered that it was in Aqueducts and kind of pieced it all together, I might have felt better about finding it. But ultimately, I was just trying to avoid the like go to TR play to look for the flippers, which was a big win there with the flippers landing where they did. So I could also go mode swamp.
Yeah, Ace ended up full clearing almost everything, looking for the Cane of Samaria. There was one item left in Misery Mire that's on Vitreous. We don't know what it is, obviously. He full cleared swamp. He's almost dead here. He ended up double dipping Ice Palace to full clear that. Turned in. Eventually, did he turn his green pennant? I don't remember if he did.
I think so. I think it was a heart container.
Right. It was a piece of heart. Yep, it was a heart piece. That's right.
My only thought about Ice Palace was that when I actually already knew I had both required medallions, I opened up hammer pegs and I was like, Bombos, I don't need that. Wait a minute. I might, because I didn't have half magic yet, and I was like, well, if green pendant ends up being required, I'm gonna want to make sure I have like the magic situation for cold stare, because I didn't have any magic pots at the time. So that was why I kind of did a double take out Bombos.
And that probably goes back to your point sooner of using both of your potions during Mothula when you were expecting to have at least one extra on hand.
Yep. Yeah, I was thinking I would light all the torches, get past the Gibdos, and then like start the fight with maybe 2 fire rod shots, then potion up and go the rest of the way. And then I can't go into the fight with basically nothing, and I'm like, oh crud. All right, but yeah, I do want to go eat some more food and probably get back to watching the VOD and just do some other stuff. So I will let you call the late game fights and so forth for Ace. I just want to thank everyone who watched and all the tournament organizers, especially Miss Metroid, Minded Me, Tracy M. I want to thank Total as always. And say that I'm looking forward to next week, even if it'll be a slaughter. I'm going to try and have fun with it.
Absolutely. We look forward to watching this, Cheese, no matter how far it takes you. But, GG in advancing, and we look forward to your next race.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Yep, you too. And Zero finishing off Troll Dorm 2, getting off a couple rage slashes. Does not want his validation 5. I'd have to think Zero is fairly tilted with how the second half of the seed has gone for him. And he's going to have... he's also not going to have full beam combo. He did not go... He didn't go check to... Yeah, he did not go check Bumble's tablet. So he does not have plasma.
Actually,
I'm not mistaken.
I think I remember Zero doing that.
Oh, did he? I didn't catch. That's a very
that was
nice,
a nice final. Yeah.
Wow. Well, tracker or Zero Zaruran. Yeah. You know what? I cannot word tonight. Our tracker is saying he has it, so I'm going to trust his judgment. He has it. It's almost unfair how powerful that butter sword is against. But at the same time, it is almost equally unfair how weak the Master Sword is against Ganon. You'd think the Master Sword, not a spin slash, would do damage against him. But I digress.
Yeah, you can see just how quickly Ganon got to phase 3.
Oh, he's set up for a double.
Nice double.
Oh, wow. And get your single G's in chat for AceZer0. The pig is down.
And there's
So Ace will
AceZer0's
have
reset back to the ship.
Yep. He will have charge Ice Wave SpeedRun for the Mother Brain fight, as opposed to Cheezinator's charge Ice Plasma. That is assuming. Well, he has not turned on Plasma, so if he has it, he has either forgotten he has it, or he definitely has it. Okay. 4 beam combo.
AceZer0 gets to the elevator and heads down into Turian to start getting past those Metroid rooms.
Having no issue with the Metroids. Okay, he's setting up for a very quick baby drain here.
Yeah, I actually was wondering if, as part of that, we would see a dump of those reserves so that to allow a crystal flash.
AceZer0 did make sure to face right, so he does not lose the 40. I almost thought he was going to charge right without filling up at all.
And Zero is going to head onwards from the refill without turning those suits back on. There's the freeze, and we had the iframes and the jump through.
Okay, there we go. So, looks like we will not get a stand-up unless he knows the Varia variation. But this will still be a very fast Mother Brain fight.
Yep, with full beam combo, this will... well, if AceZer0 doesn't use any of those supers, this would only take 20 shots. With AceZer0 holding that charge, looks like we will be seeing a fight of only charge shots.
A pro despawn of the catch-up.
Nice. And AceZer0 is in range to do stand-up. Although that will require some quick damaging down because Varia is still turned on.
Let's see if he knows how to do it. No, he is going to take an... Well? Wait, uh-oh.
Oh, okay. This is fine.
Oh, it had me worried for a second.
Now, while we're waiting for the baby Metroid to do its thing to Mother Brain, this would be a good time to be sure you follow the runners, since they've put on such an interesting race for us tonight.
Let's also give a shout out to our sponsor for this tournament, Rank Global 1. One more baby thumping.
And with Mother Brain 3 dead, all that is left for AceZer0 is the escape.
We have one more final important question. Does he save the animals? Jess seems to think it won't happen.
AceZer0 is through the climb, climbing up the parlor. We'll see what happens at the top. Nope, AceZer0 is going to leave those animals behind.
Okay, get in the ship. There you go.
Yep, GG.
And AceZer0 finishing in 3 hours, 23 minutes, 28 seconds. Looks like he had his dot done just before he actually got in the ship. That's been known to happen. Let's see if we can get Zero in here for his interview. And there he is. AceZer0, GG, man. That was that seed.
Yeah, GG. That was something. That was one of the worst seeds I've played, I think, ever.
Well, the one thing I want to lead off with was that Wallmaster grab in Skullwoods.
Oh man, I thought it was a hard lock. I've never seen that before, and I was like, oh no, I just hard locked. What hell did I lose? And I was trying to backtrack in my mind. Okay, like what have I done since I last, transitioned or saved? Like what do I have to redo? Because this is really bad. And then
I thought you did hard lock because Solsky, once upon a time, a few months ago, was actually in Ganon's tower, got knocked into a Wallmaster, and was scrolled up the screen much in the same way you were, except he had no way to get himself out of it, so he was actually hard locked in Ganon's tower on the right side.
Yeah,
with the exact same thing that happened to you.
I don't know how I came out of it because I wasn't pressing any buttons or doing anything. Like it just the next one came down and pulled me out of the first one's grip. Dropped me in the hole, and I was like, okay, fine. I guess I just redo the torches, and I'll take it. I guess it was really weird.
Now, the routing that you did for the first half of the seed was spot on. You and Cheese were basically neck and neck. You were matching each other's moves. It was the orphan check at Graveyard Ledge. It was the ultimately Cheese ended up breaking Bow Logic in Pod to get his speed booster much earlier than you did, which ultimately led to the shovel, which ultimately led to Sumaria. which, I mean, that is very unfortunate. If you had been able to snail clip an aqueduct when you did, we're probably looking at different results. You might have come out on top of this race. Just due to the fact that you would have had your shovel so much earlier than he did.
Yeah, it really stinks about those two sequence breaks. Obviously, I was aware of that, and when I was in pod, I already felt really far behind on my first dip into pod, and I knew that I could do either the potion glitch or mimic clip, but I didn't want to waste my only potion. And with the mimic clip, like, that's pretty slow, and I knew that the right side is just the small key and the big key. So it's like, okay, what are the chances that I get the small key and the big key, and whatever progression I need is also in the big chest, and not on Helmasaur, because I can't get that one. It's like, that's a lot of work just for one item that's out of logic. So I might as well just do the more dense stuff while I was there. Same with the snail clip. The snail clip that's one of the very few hard mode tricks that I struggle with. With high jump boots, I don't usually have trouble. Like, I can get it first or second try almost every time, but without high jump, I just can't get it. And I don't know. I guess I gotta practice that, but that was huge because I last locationed bow, then last location speed, then last location cane, and it made all those little, like, unlikely out of the way checks that much more annoying to clean up before getting there. So did Cheese have speed when he went to? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Did Cheese have speed when he first went to Aqueduct, though?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
But his visit to Aqueduct was a little bit later than yours. You went there pretty early. He actually went to Zora much earlier than you did, got his Varius suit, and ended up chasing a little bit in Upper Norfair, but he didn't really do that much. Upper Norfair was just completely stacked. I mean, you noticed that at some point, but Upper Norfair was just completely stacked. There are 4 major items up there.
Yeah, he was the hookshot hammer.
It was a hookshot hammer, your first sword, and
sword. That's right.
Yep, the first logical sword, hammer, hookshot, and the Titan's mitts.
Right at the Norfair Reserve.
Yep. And he ended up picking up his hookshot a little bit later because he was waiting for it to come into play for it to actually do something, either in Swamp Palace or like Dark Death Mountain, for example. So he put that off for a little bit. It ended up working out in his favor. I mean, I gather you were kind of doing the same thing because you scouted it early. You knew where it was. It was just a matter of when were you going to be able to get to it, and what were you still needing at that point when you did.
Yeah, that was definitely a routing mistake for me to pick it up when I did, because what I was thinking was, okay, well, if I get the hook shot here, then there's more of a chance I can get into Mire if I need to scout around while I'm there. But then, since I already had the mitts, that kind of was a mistake because it's quick to get back to Mire with mitts and flute, so I didn't need to worry about having. I shouldn't have even done the lava dive to get to Lower Norfair. I should have just done Upper Norfair back in A Link to the Past and fluted. But I kind of like hedged my bets and like grabbed the hookshot early, then doubled back for Croc, and it was that was kind of a mess on my part. I could see that.
It might have been, but chat was behind you the whole way because they were mentioning that you were making the density checks. You were just making every check that just had the most amount of items that could have potentially worked out in your favor. Unfortunately, the seed was just cruel enough to the point where none of that worked out. None of the density checks just worked out. Swamp Palace was a big bust. Meridia was 3 fetch quest items. That was Space Jump, Shovel, and Mushroom. It turned out to be 1 reward out of that, but it was otherwise nothing.
Yeah.
Let me.
I mean, also completely empty. I did that pretty early.
Yep.
And that caused me to alienate the Spazer and X-Ray. So I was gonna just go down Reg Tower and grab those. So I had Grapple and Gravity. I could do X-Ray pretty easily. Spazer's on the way to Kraid. But then with that Gravity, so I was like, well, I better go back and do Reg Ship because it's right here and it's totally safe now instead of my 2 E-tanks and no suits where it's kind of scary. And then of course nothing at all in Reg Ship.
Yeah, that's just really, really unfortunate. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I don't want to see a runner go out because of something like that, because it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, some of that was definitely on me with my routing. I left a few too many loose ends, but I left the loose ends in places that were either easy to get back to when I get other items. Like, for example, Hera Basement. I knew if I get Book, I can come back up here, do Hera Basement, Ether Tablet, Spike Cave all in a cluster. And I did that. And of course, they were nothing. But there was a couple other ones that were like Spazer and X-Ray. I felt really bad about that. And the Ice Palace, that was the other one that was just 100% my fault because I forgot that Ice Palace was the green pendant. I was thinking it's a pendant, so I can leave when I get 3 items, but green pendant might have been something, and of course I went back to it, assuming it was before Waterway, and it was not.
Right. Now, chat was mentioning one point. Since Cold Stare dropped a small, logically that means it's a Samaria locked dungeon. Did that ever cross your mind when you were trying to turn in that green pendant?
I kind of forgot about that, actually. I was just so focused in on it was one of the 2 things left. I think it was just that and Waterway were the last 2 things, and it was like, I'm just going to check this. I did know that Pedestal was dead when I was down to just Bow and Kane, because I thought about that. I thought, okay, well, I got the book. Like, do I check Pedestal? No, because, you know, Kane's needed for Mire.
No.
Bow's needed for Pod, so I skipped that correctly.
Cheese did check that Pedestal a little, I'd say at about the 1 hour mark. It turned out just to be a heart piece, by the way. But that was before we were still missing a good 6-7 items for go mode, so it could have still been a couple items. It was looking pretty dead, though, about hour 45 in. And turned out to be dead, in fact. Let me see. I'm trying to think if I had something else for you. Oh, okay. So, Wallmaster Adventures. So we had your goofy softlock, almost near softlock adventure. Cheezinator decided to bounce a sword slash off of a hard hat beetle in Ganon's tower and ended up orphaning the last of the 4 on the right side, and ended up gambling that Big Key was not going to be in that chest, which turned out not to be. But that would have been interesting because he was mentioning that he might have to go all the way back full right side for potentially the Big Key, and that might have cost him the race.
Oh yeah, that's really interesting. Luckily that's not as far to get back to as the as Bob's chest, because I know most people have at least once, fallen down that hole a little too early, trying to go fast, lay the bomb as early as you can, and you don't quite make it to the chest. That's a feels bad. But I guess luckily on the right side you can just do tile room on the way. Not that you want to do that, but
yeah, never want to do tile room. Have we seen Big Key in the tile room this tournament? I don't know if we have or not.
I haven't any of my matches or ones that I've seen. Interesting seed. I really hated so much of it early on with no sword, no hammer, just no offensive weapons like for Link to the Past, and so many places to go still. With the fire rod and the mirror, I was like, well, do I go to Hera Basement and climb Hera? Because I had a seed where there was the first sword in Hera, and it was terrible. I don't know if that was a tournament race or just it might have been the weekly, one of the weeklies last week, but it was really rough to get your first sword up there in Tower of Hera without hammer.
Yeah, it was actually kind of weird. You went from 0 swords to Buttersword in a span of about 14 minutes today, which was a little strange.
Yeah, like right around that hour and a half mark is. I think we're at the first one, and then it was back to back to back to back. And I wasn't happy about that in general too, because that obviously I'm better at Link to the Past, movement execution wise, and Cheezinator is much more skilled probably than me in Super Metroid, and he's better than me at routing, hands down, every race. So I felt like my biggest chance to win is low firepower or low defense and Link to the Past. Maybe he takes a bad death or goes a little slower just by not having the offensive firepower, and that didn't really come true here.
It almost did. He ended up burning both of his blue potions against Mothula on Fighter Sword. He barely walked away from that one. That was a very close fight on his part. So if he did die to Mothula and maybe tilted him a little bit, I mean, we could still be looking at a different swing, different direction in this race where you come out on top just because of one unfortunate death, one setback. It could have actually turned the tide of this race a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely the case. I know I didn't get too tilted or upset by any of my mistakes or issues. I know I was a little bit thrown by the Skullwoods thing. I know I did something really stupid right afterwards that cost me a little bit of time, but it wasn't anything major, just because I was not quite thinking yet.
Mm-hmm. We did see a little bit of tilt with the bow pickup in Graveyard Ledge, and a little bit of disappointment with the shovel in Aqueduct, and
Yeah.
Chad had some fun with that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I knew that the bow. I was really worried I missed something actually, but after that, it was like, I was like, okay, well, I didn't miss anything because I knew the speed booster was out there, and I'd done so many hammerlock checks that were logically behind speed booster that I, didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, where is this? Did I miss speed booster somewhere? Because if I missed it and I need it for waterway, I'm screwed because I don't know what I forgot.
Yep.
But yeah, that was interesting. Well, I had fun in the tournament at least. That's the important thing. Unfortunately, I don't get to move on, but I had fun. I made it about as far as I expected to. I figured I'd have a decent chance of getting to brackets and probably lose my first match. So that's what I expected. Can't be too upset with that.
Do you have any predictions for any of these other matches that are going to be coming up sometime later on Saturday and further during the tournament?
I haven't looked at what other matches are scheduled yet, but I definitely put in a bracket prediction. And I know when I put it in, I actually was surprised that I was the first one to pick Hitaka as the overall winner.
Nice.
Seems like a bit of an underdog somehow.
Well, I'm not sure how. Hitaka is the former world record holder of SMZ3 randomizer any percent. I believe Aussie is the current record holder. For matches coming up, we have Ekir versus Iris Isotheus. That's 10:10 a.m. Saturday. You got Blandation versus Error at 9:10 p.m. Saturday, and then we have 3 on Monday, one on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, 1 more on Thursday. All coming up.
Yeah, I'll look forward to those. Obviously, I don't know everybody's skill level. There's so many people, and I'm still fairly new, so I haven't watched or played with or against a lot of these guys. So, guys and girls. So I don't know what.
Okay.
Some of the picks were just out of a hat or went with the favorite on paper, because who knows?
Yep, and sometimes that's all you can do. I don't think I have anything else for you. Stump, do you have anything else?
I don't really have anything else to ask.
All right. Well, thanks guys for your commentary. Thanks for whoever was on the tracking Zeruvian, I believe, for this one.
Yep, it was Zeruvian. Give Zeruvian a follow.
Yeah, I appreciate
also
it.
give
It's
these
always
runners a follow.
Hopefully everybody enjoyed watching.
All right, well, I guess we will see you around then, Zero. GG once again, and look forward to the future races.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to do it for us as well. There is nothing on the schedule for tonight. Like I said, we have a couple races starting in the morning at 10:10 a.m. Eastern. We have Ekir versus Iris. Blandation Error, 9:10 p.m. Saturday. Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern, we have Shy Guy and Nito. That should be a fun one. We got the Sabin and Cantaloupe Me at 6. And at 8, we have Ninjumbro versus Lachlan. Those are all on Monday. So we've got some exciting matches to look forward to. Of course, we always have the weeklies, Sundays and Mondays. I believe we'll have a Sunday weekly. I don't know if it'll be restreamed or not yet. It's it's still a little ways away. But for Stump, I'm Leno, Zeruvian, our tracker. I guess we're gonna see you guys next mission. Thanks for watching.